Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Planet Zoo. We're in the beta and the ostriches are out of here. Like I said, I did think they were going to be placeholders and I kind of decided they were. I've kept them though, they're in the trade centre. We can put them down later on hopefully if we get time. I don't want to just get rid of them completely. But I decided to repurpose this space here as the reptile house. Mostly because if I put the lemurs over here, that's pretty much all the big ticket things we have in the park over this side of the park. So I've decided that the reptile house is probably not as popular as the lemurs, so we're going to place that over there. And also it means we don't have to worry about the sight lines of that horrible corrugated jail for monitor lizards over there, so we can just sort of hide it with a nice lovely building. I unlocked the classic theme through the mechanics. Took a little while to do, but they got there in the end. So this does kind of stick out a little bit like a sore thumb in this because we've kind of gone for more of a modern Africa feel here. But I've been researching reptile houses for quite a while, and one of my favourite ones to look at is the London Zoo reptile house, and that's what this building is based off of here. I keep saying reptile house. That's mostly because that's the sort of term that often get called. But this isn't just going to house reptiles. It's basically going to house anything that needs a lot of temperature and humidity control. So not only reptiles, but also amphibians, arachnids, all that kind of thing. We've had a little Google and we decided the correct term is I've completely forgot it and I've closed the window. Say it again? A herpetarium, Nicola thinks, which is sort of amphibians and reptiles and just like stuff in general that needs a lot of warmth and humidity and stuff that they all go in together. But you don't really see signs with herpetarium written on them in zoos very often. They normally just refer to them as reptile houses. So that's what we're building here. And like I say, it's based on the reptile house at London Zoo, which actually is mostly reptiles. It's mostly snakes, but they do have a few frogs in there as well. And that's what we're going for here. So yes, a couple of reasons I wanted to do this. One, I just kind of wanted to do an indoor exhibit. Two, I really wanted to mess around with the classic build set, which is gorgeous, by the way. Real big fan of this one. I think it's a really nice mix. The only thing I would say maybe is that some of those, I don't know whether they're sort of stucco or limescale, like plaster type, the lighter coloured stone there. A lot of them are stuck to a grid, and it'd be really great if they weren't, basically. A lot of them, you have to have them against walls like that, but being able to turn them around and twist them would be really, really useful. So it'd be nice to see those come off the grid. If anyone from Frontier's watching, who knows. I end up placing a doorway down here. It doesn't last. That was mainly for a couple of screenshots. Obviously, there's actually going to be a way to walk into this build as well. So this time lapse is basically the exterior. So we get the outside done all the way around, and then we're going to have a live action. I hate saying live action because it makes me sound like a Disney movie. We're going to have a as live bit where we go in and figure out the interior, and then just little tweaks and actually placing some animals in there. As well. Really happy with how this turned out. I think it's probably the best thing I've built so far in the beta, and I think hopefully you appreciate it and think it looks good. If you're wondering what the hell I'm doing and where all these pieces are coming from and how I'm putting them together and moving them around and stuff, if you're new to the Planet series, there's so much you can do with the building tools in this game. It's kind of crazy. It's ridiculous, to be honest with you, but it does take a little while to get comfortable with it. I did do a full tutorial on getting started, so the basics really, just figuring out how to use duplication tools and rotation tools and that sort of stuff. So go and check that out if you are new and you really want to sort of start improving your builds from them just being wooden boxes. I see a lot of wooden boxes at the moment in Planet Zoo, which is cool. You know, some people don't even care about what it looks like. You know, they're more concerned with the animal management. But if you do want to get good, then that tutorial will hopefully help you out, and then we'll probably look at doing some more in-depth stuff tutorial wise a little bit later once I'm a little bit more comfortable with the tools, because as much as I kind of know the building tools and know the pathing tools because they're very similar to Planet Coaster, a lot of the exhibit stuff is all quite new to me. So as soon as I'm a bit better at it, I'll share some of my thoughts with you on that one. There are some issues at the moment with the grid system. If you duplicate too many items, it moves off grid, and which is why this is a little like here really you should just be able to copy and paste all this round to make a big box, but I'm having to sort of fill gaps in because the grid system is just a little funky, but we get there in the end, and I actually think this turns out quite well. And yeah, I do sort of nice sort of juxtaposition, excuse me, of like old style exterior and then a modern interior. You know, where they've sort of left the exterior because they can't do anything due to being listed or something, but inside they can obviously keep it up to code and stuff like that. So a few windows, and then we're going to add the roof on later because it's very hard to build inside once you've stuck a roof on. But let's jump into a real-time portion and have a look what we're up to. So here it is. I've made a few changes from the end of the time lapse. Basically, made the clock tower a little bit fancy. I found these clock tower pieces and they're really nice, so I thought I'll put one of those in. A few other little changes, and also it's the first time I've had a mess with lighting properly in the game as well. Some really nice lights. Unfortunately, I'm hoping it's beta. You know, beta's going to beta, but they don't actually produce light while you're trying to place them. They only produce it once you've placed them, and that's quite tricky because sometimes you really want to sort of see where it's going to protrudes, if that makes sense. So for instance, these little spots here, I'll put a fresh one down. See, in Planet Coaster, I could move this around and see where it's lit up, but it's not until I place it down. And I think then once I move it, it's turned on. So you just kind of have to place it down and pick it back up again, because you know you want to try and figure out where you want it to go, and then you know when it'll be able to sort of angle it and stuff. So yeah, it looks like it is working sort of in real time, but you have to place it down again first. And also colours, you can't change the colours of two things at once, and you can't save colours, and hex codes don't seem to work at the moment, so hopefully all that will change. But as it stands, that's what we've got. So we're going to do, we're going to start at least the interior real time. Let's put it to a decent light so we can see. And the easiest way I think to do this is going to be to multi-select all the roof bits, which is basically that. I think we'll probably be able to manage with that one, and just lift it up and out of the way. And then we can build an interior basically like a doll's house, and then we can bring that back down again once we're done. So I put a door on here. That was just for some screenshots. I wanted to get a few sort of images of what it looked like and how it was going to go and stuff. So I'm fine with that. I'm not going to worry too much about the interior just yet. I want to put some exhibits down first and kind of see how they fit and how they work and how we're going to work them. So habitat, no, I think they're facilities, right? Small animal exhibits. So, I mean, they're pretty bulky, these things, right? This is my only sort of slight worry with these, is that they are pretty massive. And also we're going to struggle to get the height just right on them. Let's bring that down, can we? So there we go. That's now I don't want that bit of path there. Hopefully we can turn that off, because I don't really want them to walk through the wall there. Can we get rid of that? Can we? Yeah, we can. So this is where we want it to be. So I think we'll probably have room for about 6 or 7 in here. This isn't a huge building, but I can't see why we couldn't have enough room for around about 6 or 7 of them. But we're not going to start with that many, because that would be, I don't want to get in the same problem I had with the walls basically, and grow too quickly, you know. So again, grids, all this grid stuff, it's just a little funky at the moment. It's all beta though, I'm sure. Like, it isn't this bad in Planco, so I'm not too worried just yet. I think 6 probably would work pretty well. So I'll tell you what, let's roughly work out where they're gonna be. Shoot where they're going to be and all that. So there, and there, I think, are going to be our 6, and then we'll get rid of 3 of them until a later date. But now we know they're on the grid, and we can probably do some fun stuff with that. So first of all, let's put that path in then. I've gone for this sort of tiled floor, but unfortunately we're on a very different grid. This isn't even a grid, I don't think. I think that's the grid we were on, which means we're going to struggle to do this. So what we will have to do probably is fake floor this, I think. Unfortunately, it's a shame because those tiles are nice, but we'll be able to leave them there probably. So let's deselect grid. We want this to be quite short, and we only want these. Why does it not want to put an entrance where I obviously want an entrance, which is there? So let's see if we can just do a strip straight down here then, right? There we go. And then we should. Is there a back to these things? I thought they could. I thought they could be opened up. There's two there. Look, I thought these things could be opened up all different ways. But I guess not. And now the grid's all gone again. Look, you see, it's just we're just definitely having issues with this at the minute. Oh yeah, it looks like there's two spots they can be seen at. Okay, well that can go there. Oh. No, it can't. See, that's where I just literally want to rotate it. So split from. Let's split it from group and do it that way. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do the same with this one. Unfortunately, you have to split from group. So I'm pretty sure all this sort of stuff will get patched out soon enough. Okay, there we go. And then we'll just get rid of that bit of path there. And then, like I say, in the future we'll have another 3 of them, God forbid. We'll just have trouble with just these. But now let's just check clearance is fine, because like I say, this is purposefully made a small building. One thing, although Planet Zoo is better than Planet Coaster in this regard, one thing Planco has always had a problem with is scale. It always gets big. I think that's where it was. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've just realised we've missed a little bit of brick trim in those gaps there, but that's fine. So let's put that back in and have a look. Yeah, planet scale is pretty massive. So you have to make a real conscious effort if you want to build sort of in a better scale. There we go. I think that's going to work out pretty well to build this into a full interior. Yeah, okay, cool. Oops. Obviously all this is going to get covered up. You won't see any of this. In fact, it's just going to be a corridor, to be honest. It might be a little small, if anything. But because I'm very conscious of not to sort of overbuild size-wise. Right then, let's lift all that back up and out of the way. And we'll just pop that back on when we're done with it. There we go. So we should be able to build off one of these. Even though these are all on a separate grid now, we should be able to build off them. So let's have a look at some wall pieces. I don't necessarily want to carry the brick on inside. Instead, probably going for something a bit more interior and modern, because the way I'm thinking about this building is it's been here since the place opened in 1992, but they've kept the outside as best they can, but the interior's had quite a bit of work to keep it sort of up to code and stuff. That's how I'm imagining you can get. So what have we got? Sandstone brick doesn't really actually. That kind of goes. Actually. I actually kind of like that, you know, just as a trim, not over the top, because it would be over the top to use it everywhere, but just as a trim for the base, that's actually probably not a bad start. See there, why are we off there? The whole thing is, the whole building there is off to the side a little bit, but I'm gonna go with it because like I say, I think it's mostly just beta grid at the minute. We don't have a 1 meter grid or anything like that, which I'm hoping comes. At the moment, the smallest grid we have is 2 meters. So what we're going to have to do is something like that. So get that to go in there, duplicate it over to here. See, there's a little. It's a bit wider. It's a bit off center, but I can kind of deal with that because it gives us the opportunity to maybe put a couple of benches in here. That's probably not a bad idea. There we go. We've made it a feature. So let's. How do we do stuff to this exhibit? Can we not do anything until there's an animal in it? I think maybe we have to have an animal in it because you can turn on the glass, right? That's what we need to do. So the animal will. Actually, no, we'll put him in now because the animals might help sort of influence design. So. We can have 3 at the moment, so I'm thinking sort of 1 of each set. We can have like a lizardy thing, a snaky thing, and a spidery thing. I'm thinking, what are the options? Oh, so we've got scorpions. Oh, that's all flickery. I didn't think I did that before. Beetles. We've got to get a frog in there because I adore frogs. We've got to get a snake in there because, let's be honest, they're the big boys, aren't they? They're the ones that, you know, really do good. So frog, snake, and some sort of lizard. I get. Is there a lizard? Frog, snakes, and beetles is pretty much all I'm seeing. I thought there was like iguanas and stuff. Are they? Is there none available? Oh, and we can't search these, can we not? We can't search these like we can the main animals at the moment. That's unfortunate. I could have sworn there was iguanas. Maybe they're just not in the build. No, it looks like it's frogs and snakes and spiders and scorpions. Okay, so let's go for hopefully get one of those little tree frogs because they look great. What's that? What does that do? It was clicked on. I've got non-favorited. Poison frog, $20. No way that's going to be... Oh, I got it. Okay. That was easier than I thought. I'm just going to have one of each in these. Boa constrictor, 8.6 years. That's getting on a bit, isn't it? See if there's a younger one available. 8.4 years, 9, 8, 4. There's a young one. Let's see if we can beat that. Because we want them to last a little, right? 4.7. Is that a little younger? 1.7. I'll take that. So we've got a poison frog. We've got a snake. So it's between scorpion and spider. I'm going to go for scorpion because I know people watching might have a bit of an issue with spiders. There we go. Okay, so let's put them all in. Request exhibit animal. Frog. Send to zoo. Ah, see, there you go. That's all opened up now. Send to zoo. And send to zoo. So I don't think... oh, let's pause the game, sorry. I don't think they have to move these around, right? I think they're in there now. Let's have a look. Camera. Orbit camera. Have we got to spend half an hour trying to find the little thing now? Maybe we're better looking at the boa constrictor because there's probably more chance of me spotting that one. He says as he looks at a whole lump of grass. Wow, here's a fun little mini game, eh? Maybe not though. Maybe they do have to run it around into there. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, because I want to pause it because I know the temperature's not going to be right and stuff for it. If it's in there. I see 22% exhibit lock. That's no good, is it? I'll tell you what, let's have a look in animal trading. Oh no, exhibit trading, there we go. So there's none in storage. Yes, they must all be in there. Okay. So for now then, let's leave them as is. Where are you? That's going to really bug me that there's a snake in there. I bet you can all see it. I bet you're all staring at it. And I'm just... Oh, there he is, look. Or she is. I don't know what sex it is, actually. It's a girl. Where are you? That's your tail. There's your head. Hi. Hi, little snake. See, I want to find the frog now. Oh my god, how tiny. Look at that. This is the box. There he is. Wow. Maybe we do need a few of those in there then. Because, geez, that's small. And what about the last one? That took 5 minutes, by the way, to find. I'll have cut the video, but yeah. And what's in this one? This is a scorpion, right? Okay, let's find the scorpion. Right, 15 minutes later, I've given up. There's a scorpion in there somewhere. that is like pound for pound. It's like giving the whole map to a warthog. So yeah, big space. And I think what we do need to do is kind of trim that space down a bit. Now, obviously, physically we can't, but we can definitely make it look a bit smaller. They have terrible ecosystem at the moment. We will sort all those later on. But first of all, free camera window 1. Oh, okay, so that's just camera modes. That's not really what we want. What I want to be able to do is here we go. So close window, close window, close window. There we go. So the back window there, we're going to need a bit of detailing, but the 2 side ones are okay. That's fine. So then the same on this one. We'll close off the ones we don't need. Oh, look, there's things. I saw things then. So this back one, look. 2D facade, 3D facade. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's great. So 3D facade, we don't have a choice on them. So none. This seems a little buggy probably, but that's really neat that we can do that. So yeah, 3D facade. Okay, good. So let's go back and do that one to this one as well, because that looks loads better, I think, than trying to do it ourselves. Window 3, 3D facade. Okay. Oh, wrong one. None. Okay. That one, is it? Okay. I think just having the back window doing that is fine. The 2 side ones just... Oh, obviously not that one. Close, close, close. So that one is... So what's the 2D facade like? Oh, see, I like that as well. Oh, it's quite a tough choice. Maybe we leave that one for the snake. Or maybe the side should be that. Right, okay. So let's do 3D facade on the side, on the back, and then 2D on the sides. How does that look? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the other way around even. Maybe the closer ones should be 3D and the back should be like the more distance focused. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Right, okay. I just did that quickly. That's a really awesome attention to detail that you can do that. That's great. So let's carry on with our exhibit then. I'm thinking wood. I think we need wooden structures. Now, this one, I'll be honest with you, is that I'm thinking these things can go in. As long as we get the grid right. These things can go in to create windows, although that's quite small, isn't it? Maybe we'll do it a bit more custom. I don't want to close it off too much. I think probably this darker wood would be better. But yeah, that's... we might have to go completely custom here, because they are a little bit intense. I suppose in between, for now at least, we can do that. Yeah. And then I think we're going to have to come up with something a little bit more... custom to cap off a little bit of these exhibits, but not crazy amounts, just enough to is that going to clip there? Yeah, just enough so it just doesn't look like the huge box that it is, because yeah, I don't think that's going to go down too well. So here, let's edit that building and add that on top of it, so it all starts to go together, and the same on that one. Is that right? No. Let's try that again. Okay. So the only bit we're really going to struggle in is these pillars here are going to have to come out of the way a bit. So we could probably do that with them. Let's have a look. To come up with another clean up method there for those, but otherwise, yeah, I think the off center thing can work. I think we'll have some benches there. We might look at putting another couple of these in later, but I think we'll have the off center benches there to make sense. You come and sit here and chill out with the bugs and creepy crawlies. And here we go, we're all done. So we've removed the fake door from the front and added in oh, that needs a little bit of edge in there actually. I'll sort that out later. But now we've got some gates on the way in to lock it up at night. Might be getting a little bit chilly in here though. Maybe we might have to put a proper door, but none of the doors really sort of fit the archway, unfortunately, to be able to do this. But I thought these gates look kind of nice. They're actually fence pieces that go way back into the walls there, but they stick out and look pretty good. And then as we come into here, we've now got a full interior, lots of signage there, quite dim lighting. And I've put the little signs from actually inside. It's probably not fantastic because they'd get covered in poop and stuff, but I've really struggled to find a spot where they fit nicely out here. But yeah, overall, I'm really quite happy with how it's turned out. Lots of signage everywhere. This one here, you can't set these big screens to be talking about these. So I've set it to be the Nile monitors because I kind of thought, well, they're lizards and it's kind of close, I guess. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy. Maybe something on there. Just more of these options would be nice. Just more like this stuff is great, but there's just this one model at the moment. I'd love to just be able to put a billboard and pick these, you know. At the moment, we're kind of having to make do with these, as good as these signs are, to break up walls. I'd just love loads of info boxes because they're everywhere in zoos, right? But overall, I'm really quite happy with how that's turned out. We've got to put the roof back on, and then we've got to actually make it so that the animals that are in there like it. So we can totally do that as well. So let's come out of screenshot mode. There we go, and select all of this and drag that way down. Okay, and let's find where this sat. It's got to go at least there. So hopefully that's. In fact, that looks almost spot on. That's kind of crazy how well that fits. Okay, so yeah, snug as a bug in a rug. Oh, not quite. Needs to go a little higher. We've just got a little bit of clip in there. Look. So from the outside, we're good. Let's make sure from the inside we've not clipped through. Whoop. There we go. No, we're looking good on the inside as well. All right, good stuff. So, first thing I'm noticing is these screens aren't on, which I'm pretty sure means there's no power going to this edge of the park. We might... Oh, look at that. By Nat's ball, we're just out. But that's fine because we're going to sort of expand over this way. No, expand. What am I on about? Over this way. So I think we need to get some power in here somewhere. So let's have a look. Probably down the side of the building here, unfortunately, is going to be the way to do it, or over here. Problem is, putting one here is most of it's going to get wasted to being outside of the park, right? We'd actually be like the best place for it would be here, but I don't think there's anywhere we could squeeze it in there and make it look acceptable. I suppose we could maybe put one like in the back of here. Your issue then is getting staff members to it because obviously mechanics have to be able to get to it. But we could add a door on here. Okay, let's see if we can get one in here. Let's get on this grid first of all. There we go, and there we go to facilities, power transformer. Okay, so that's the correct way. It's let me put it in, which is good. And now paths. Let's get a staff path to it. Oh no. So we can't. Is that just because the restroom is just slightly in the way? That's really unfortunate. Okay, so all right, we'll make that work. We can totally make that work. No, that's not. Or is it staff path? No, there needs to be staff path. There we go. If we can just... If we can get that there. No, it doesn't want to do it, does it? Okay. All right, we can make that work. I don't personally have much of a problem with staff clipping. So, because it's going to happen with the builds I do, because we always try and do gates and stuff. So I don't really have much of a problem with that, which is to make it look neat from the front, but that should give us power. Oh, lovely. So all these are powered up now. It's hopefully out the way enough. There's a negative effects one somewhere. Let's have a look. Building, negative impact on guests. Ooh, so unfortunately it is quite a big negative impact. I didn't think it'd be that big. So they're not going to be happy about that. Oh, that's a shame, but I really don't know what else to do because it's going to have to go. I suppose it could just go up here. Okay, let's just undo all that. That's a shame because that was quite an elegant solution. I felt there. We're going to have to put it over here. So where's obstructed? There is absolutely no reason why any of that can't go there. Is there? There it can go. Why can't it go there? Let's just turn this off and have a look. Right, okay, fair enough that is too close. Let's come out the building so we can do some finer movement. I guess it just is that close to the barrier, I suppose. Right, well, what we'll end up doing probably then is tying that into a little building that sits on the edge here. Somebody commented that most exhibits should really have a double gate, like an airlock system, and that's right. I did try and do that originally, but it messes up with the game too much, unfortunately. So instead, I've been trying to put sort of buildings off them so we can kind of get the impression of a double airlock, a double gate system. So we'll probably do that on the back of this here, just a little one, probably that can go over this way as opposed to coming near this, and then we'll probably just some gardening or something around the back of that, some trees and things. But otherwise, that's probably okay. We can get some staff path in. Oh, there we go. Get nice close to the barrier. That's good. All right. Well, that way then, power is still operational. All of it gives actually a bit more space, which is probably better. But now we've got no negative impacts anywhere near any guests. All right, that's good. So the only other thing we need to do really is this this path needs to sort of come this way, because there's absolutely no reason for it to go all the way back here now. I did that originally because I wasn't too sure how big this building was going to be. So let's move this chappy there, and then we'll get rid of, oh, wrong one, sorry, path. All of this can go. Oh, there's a key press for that. You hold down delete and you get rid of big chunks of path, which doesn't seem to be working, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. That's better. And then, yeah, we'll neaten all this up. Probably do that in a live stream on Monday. We are going to be streaming live tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow afternoon, Canada time, sorry, 3 Eastern time. We'll stream from about 1 or 2. Have a look on the channel, it'll be popping up. And we'll sort of box all this in and make that look nice. That probably sounds like a good idea. But there we go, our reptile house is in. The last thing I've got to do is make it so that they actually like the place, as in these little chappies like the place. So I think the main thing really is temperature, right? The exhibit layout has no enrichment features. Well, I understand that. The humidity is off and the temperature's off. So we've come up here. So the humidity needs to be 70. Well, it is. Oh no, sorry. It needs to be higher. Okay, let's do it that way. Okay, it can probably go a little bit more humid. Okay, so temperature and humidity is fine. Very little to do, unfortunately. We have to get some stuff unlocked, I think. But otherwise, it's just the exhibit, really. Is it that bad? Really that bad? Suitability 0. We need to do some serious research on those, because they're not going to have good welfare otherwise, are they? Wow. No enrichment features. Okay, well, I'll get to work on that off camera as well. At least we can do... So some temperature and humidity is fine for you. And what about over here? And you're all good as well. It's just that exhibit rating is really, really screwing us up there with that. Okay, so let's have a look at that in the zoo then. Vet research. So frog, scorpion, boa constrictor. Let's get started on the boa constrictor, because I imagine it's going to be the big ticket one out of the 3. I'll work on those off camera. Thanks very much for watching. Until tomorrow, be good.